What up, y'all? So this your boy Dovlo here. This is gonna be the video about Doctor Sleep, the things that I liked about the movie. There wasn't much that I didn't like. So this is gonna be pretty much like a list of like a bunch of things that I liked about it. So for me, I really, like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. Great flick. I was surprised that they went with a sequel to Stanley Kubrick's movie. That because of like people who are like big fans of Stephen King, they may know that he wasn't like the fondest of that movie, just because of a lot of things were changed in it. Halloran wasn't supposed to die. The hotel was supposed to be blown up. Jack was supposed to die a different way. There's a lot of things that went on in the movie that weren't from the novel or changed, and so because of those changes and because they went with that sequel, or because they went with the sequel to that movie, a lot of things had to change in this movie to tie them together. But I was pleasantly surprised. It wasn't like oh man, they could have done this better, they should have done this better, whatever. It was I feel like a good change, and it went well with Stanley Kubrick's movie and into this one. So I wasn't upset about it. It worked out. Like if it hadn't worked out, then this would be a whole different video. But I feel like it worked out, and I enjoyed it a lot. Second, I loved where it shows Danny kind of like talking to Halloran, kind of learning how to trap his ghosts or his demons or whatever. And like that scene where like he kind of feels her, like that chick from 237 kind of feels her lingering in the house, and he goes and he goes to the bathroom, and like she's like opening the curtain, and he goes in and like closes the door behind him, and like takes care of what he needs to take care of, and then comes back out and everything's fine. I really enjoyed that. And then the parallel between him and Aber doing the same thing, her learning to be able to trap the ghost or trap her demons, or just take care of that, be able to move on and not really have like those ghosts or have that past or whatever linger, actually able to move forward. I really enjoyed that. The actors who they got to play Jack and Halloran and Wendy, I felt were pretty spot on. They're even like some like their inflections in their voices and their looks. Halloran, he was a little bit taller, I feel, and darker than Scatman Carruthers Halloran. But other than that, the way that he talked and like I said, some of the inflections, the way that he said certain things was really spot on for me. And I really enjoyed that. It was when I first saw it, and like you see the new mom who plays Wendy, and you're like, Shelley Duvall, you still look kind of young. That was like my impression for like a quick second. I was like, oh, that's someone different. But just the way that it went down was portrayed very well. I loved the introduction of like the True Knot, kind of giving us that there's, because I guess technically they died, so they were kind of like vampire immortal type people, whatever, feeding on life force and essence and steam or whatever, the shine. So technically I guess they were dead. Rose kind of admits that they're dead, or they're not alive anymore, but kind of given like a new enemy, that's not just Ghost or the Overlook or something like that. Like we didn't have like a reason that we had to go back to the Overlook for something or whatever. It was like there's there's a force out there, evilness that's out there, actively looking for people who have the shine, actively searching them out and killing them and stealing their essence. I thought that was like a good way to introduce a new kind of villain. Love the Star Wars kind of comparison that you can kind of make in the movie. You know, you have Ewan McGregor, obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then you kind of get, you know, a new strong Force user, and Force user and Abra. You know, kind of become like our Luke, or Ray or whatever. You know, I feel like she's more like a Luke. You know, kind of like headstrong and kind of like ready to take on anything. And he kind of like, you know, at first, you know, obviously he didn't want her to use her shine to try to keep her safe, and so that people wouldn't think she was crazy. But when he finally, you know, it's like, you know, he accepts the fact that, you know, she has it. You know, they're searching for her. It needs to be used, and they need to do this. They need to go ahead and take care of these monsters that he goes ahead and you know, stuff that she pretty much had, you know, a good handle on, you know, how to use her shine, but to have him there for a little bit of guidance was great. Like I said, a great Star Wars comparison. It was like in the back of my mind the entire time watching the movies. Like, yo, like this is pretty much. Like, I wonder, like the director. I'm pretty sure the director thought that too. It was like, you know, I'm gonna make a Stephen King Star Wars movie. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. The death of like the True Knot members was also really satisfying for me. You know, it was not on par, but pretty close to, like, you know, how Rose dies, or Rose getting killed or choked out and get out. You almost have like, or like the family getting like taken out one by one. You kind of have like the same feel, you know, especially after them killing Bradley, and like the torture that they put him through, and then them, you know, taking Violet. You kind of get like this. You get like this anger, like, yo, they need to be taken out. And then when it kind of happens, you're like, yeah, I like this. I enjoy this a lot. You know, even with Crow Daddy breaking through that windshield and like just slowly snuffing out, that was very satisfying. I really enjoyed kind of how they used a lot of the characters that were from other movies as well, or other TV shows, incarnations of like Stephen King stuff in this movie. So they had, like, you know, most of them had were like veterans in how a Stephen King adaptation kind of goes, and it showed. I also enjoyed the fact that there's not only references to like other media, but other like Stephen King stuff. How the True Knot talk about that steam is pure when there's pain or fear, kind of like a comparison to Pennywise, or when they speak about the library inside their minds, which is kind of reminiscent of Dreamcatcher. You know, they have the vaults that they're inside their heads where they keep all the knowledge and all that stuff like that, and you kind of see a lot of his work in there, and like it speaks about how, you know, Cause the Wheel, which is a reference, and like 19 is also a reference to the Dark Tower series, because, you know, like in that one, all of Stephen King's worlds are kind of like, you know, together in that universe, so they all kind of, you know, converge in one place in the Dark Tower. So like how this movie kind of brought in a lot of different references from that. There's not, like, other than like the TV show that I'm pretty sure I haven't even watched really, but like, you know, the TV show and like maybe a couple of things, there's not really a lot of, besides Dark Tower, there's not really a lot of references to like other works. Like almost like a lot of the other stuff that I've seen is kind of like standalone, and for this to have so many different references, so many different pulls from his different works, was kind of exciting. You know, like it was kind of, I don't know if Avengers or whatever has kind of ruined us for like looking for like I said, like Easter eggs or whatever. But for us to know certain references and be able to pull those. I think I read something about like the tech company, and then the company where Bradley's body was buried. That the company who like owned the plant was a reference to a company that helped support something in the Dark Tower. I can't remember what it was, but just on the, like I said, just a lot of different references that kind of converge together, and little little tidbits of information, or little pieces of Easter eggs. I thought that was really good. Other than that, like I said, I didn't want to like really get in the whole like in-depth thing about the movie, but really great movie. Let me know what you liked about the movie or didn't like. Like I said, there wasn't a lot that I didn't really like about the movie. Even though I kind of, you want Dan to survive and survive. I mean, his death, was kind of necessary, but there was, I feel that there could be like open to maybe having Aber do something. I don't know. We don't know. We'll see. But like I said, let me know what you liked, didn't like. Let me know if there is like a reference or something that you saw in the movie that stuck out to you. I know 1980 stuck out. It mentioned back in the 1980s when like Violet gets taken, and then Aber's house number is 1980, which was like a reference to the Stanley Kubrick movie, which came out in the 80s. So I saw references like that. Those stuck out a lot. But if there's anything that I missed, definitely hit me up with that. Let me know. Let me know if there's any other good movies that you've seen or think that I should see and do a review for. Other than that, it's been your boy, the Overlord. I'm out of here. Later.